We have some major back-to-back stunning developments regarding Donald Trump's virally disastrous 60 Minutes interview last night. First, 60 Minutes heavily edited its interview with Trump for TV, which may have made him appear better to audiences. And that was the very predicate for the lawsuit Trump brought against 60 Minutes when they interviewed Vice President Kamala Harris. So 60 Minutes is doing the very same thing for Trump that Trump claimed they did for Kamala Harris. Number two, and this one is probably worse, it appears that 60 Minutes may have attempted to purge Trump's threat to leave the interview when they continued to question him about crypto and pardon corruption, doing him a solid, wiping it from the video. It is stunning, a discrepancy between the video and the transcript. We got to unpack all this. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, let's dive into the second one first, and then we'll go into the general edits. Mediaite reports 60 Minutes removes Trump's threat to walk away from interview during corruption questioning. This is stunning. Donald Trump's suggestion that he could leave his interview with 60 Minutes' Norah O'Donnell did not make broadcast Sunday evening, as it was apparently edited out for time and clarity. But perhaps even more noteworthy is the moment's omission from the 70-plus minute extended version that was published by 60 Minutes and later released by the White House. So let's wind the clock back. We got the edited version for television, and then on 60 Minutes YouTube channel, they released the 1 hour and 13 minute unedited version, except Trump's threat to walk away was omitted even from that. So let's dive deeper, okay? The moment came at the end of a line of questioning about Trump's pardoning of Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, which, by the way, we talked about in our most recent video. This is a scandal, probably the most corrupt pardon in modern American history that we've been discussing. Well, what I didn't know at the time was there was actually apparently more to it, so it came right at the end. At the end of the exchange, things appeared to get somewhat tense, according to the official transcript released by 60 Minutes. From the transcript, get to this. O'Donnell, so I'm not concerned about the appearance of corruption with this? Trump, I can't say because I'm not concerned. I'd rather not have you ask the question, but I let you ask it. You just came to me and said, can you ask another question? And I said, yeah, that's the question. O'Donnell, and you answered. Trump, I don't mind. Did I let you do it? I could have walked away. I didn't have to answer this question. I'm proud to answer the question. You know why? We've taken crypto, O'Donnell, but generally speak, Trump, excuse me. We're number one in crypto in the whole world. Other people want to be. We're fighting like hell to be, but we're number one in crypto because I'm president. Biden also wanted to at the very end. He totally switched his thing. The layers of irony involved in this are stunning, given Trump's $20 billion lawsuit against CBS News for what he deemed an election-interfering edit of a Kamala Harris interview a year ago. Paramount eventually settled that for $16 million in advance of the FCC approving its sale to the current owner, Skydance, which the decidedly pro-Trump Ellison family owns. Media has reached out to CBS News for comment and will update the story if and when we hear back. It has not been updated. Now, here's what makes this interesting, okay? You go to the YouTube page and you look at the, again, supposed to be unedited, full 1 hour and 13 minute, full unedited interview with Trump. Let's do a keyword search in the YouTube transcript because, folks, just letting you know, for most channels, not all, if the creator enables it, there's a transcript option. So you can do a keyword search in the video. It's not perfectly precise. It's AI generated. Sometimes they misspell things. But let's look at this. Norah O'Donnell says, not concerned about the appearance of corruption with this. Let's look for the phrase appearance of. We can find one reference. One appearance of only shows up once, and that's the 59-minute and 34-second mark.
The appearance of pay for play.
Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
We played that in our previous video about Trump admitting that there's a pardon scandal here because he's like, I don't know the guy. I don't know that, which, again, separate video, check that out. But what should happen if you go to the CBS official transcript, appearance of shows up twice. It shows up once in the transcript of the actual video they released, once. But it should appear twice. It should appear in the clip you just saw, but at the very end of the interview, it should show up a second time because that's when the edited part out shows up. So not concerned about the appearance of corruption? Before she says, how do you address the appearance of pay to play? Then she says later on down, way down towards the end of the interview, so not concerned about the appearance of corruption with this? And Trump says, I can't say because I can't say. I'm not concerned. I'd rather not have you ask a question, but I let you ask it. So here's what happened, folks. They, for whatever reason, included in the official transcript at the very end, but edited it out of the video interview, not the edited version. This is supposed to be, hey, we have the edited version for TV, but here's the unedited version on YouTube. 1 hour and 13 minutes, full transparency. Here you go. It's not there. They deleted it out of the video, the unedited video, the allegedly unedited video, and then either by accident or for whatever reason, they kept it in the official transcript. Did they intend to purge it from the transcript as well? Did they just keep it in there and hope nobody would notice? Who knows? But we noticed. Now reporters are talking about this. It's interesting. You can't justify this as an edit and say, well, it's in the unedited video. It's not in the unedited video. You deleted it from the unedited video. And note how Trump reacts to this. I mean, we're reading it. He's stammering. He's stuttering. I'd rather you not ask this question. He's visibly nervous about her interrogating him on corruption. And he threatened to walk. I could have walked away. And I want to remind you, remember, this is the first 60 Minutes interview with Trump in 5 years. Do you remember what happened the last time Trump sat down for an interview with 60 Minutes 5 years ago? Let's take a look.
You're okay with some tough questions?
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough questions?
I want him to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions. So. Okay.
You ready? Everybody ready?
I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
Be careful. We were scheduled to take a walk with the president around the White House grounds.
I've got a lot of questions I didn't ask.
5 years ago, and the reason he hasn't talked to 60 Minutes ever since is because he got pissed off at tough questions from Lindsay Stahl, and he got up and left. And that moment was caught on camera, and he threatened to do it again because she was asking him fair questions about corruption. And what's different is, amidst all of the hypocrisy of the lawsuit against Kamala Harris and everything else, it appears, or at least looks like, CBS, which is now controlled by Trump allies and now managed by a Trump sycophant, or rather, I should say, a Trump sympathetic figure, Barry Weiss of the Free Press. It seems that after that occurred, where we're supposed to get a more transparent 60 Minutes, they not only keep this moment out of the edited TV interview, they keep it out of the unedited, long-form YouTube raw interview, and what appears to be a mistake, leave it in the official transcript. So it seems like they're bending over backwards to accommodate. I don't mean to offend. We won't put it up. Stunning shit. And we have no reason to give them the benefit of the doubt. This looks terrible. It looks terrible that Trump was panicking and they rolled over because of implied pressure. Implied. I'm not alleging that any order was given. But it seems that 60 Minutes has capitulated to Trump. Now, in terms of general edits, again, people are noting CBS interview heavily edits 60 Minutes interview with Trump, cutting Boast Network, quote, paid me a lot of money. Trump said Paramount's sale to David and Larry Ellison was, quote, the greatest thing that happened in a long time to Free Press. Trump sat down with correspondent Nora O'Donnell for 90 minutes, but only 28 minutes were broadcast. A full transcript of the interview was later published along with 73 minutes. So apparently they sat down for an hour and a half, and then 17 minutes were omitted from the extended version online. Very interesting. The edits are notable because exactly 1 year before Trump was interviewed by O'Donnell at his Mar-a-Lago resort on Friday, he sued CBS over the editing of a 60 Minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris, which he alleged had been deceptively edited to help her chances in the president election. While many legal experts widely dismiss the lawsuits as meritless and unlikely to hold up under the First Amendment, CBS settled with Trump for $16 million in July. As part of the settlement, the network had agreed it would release transcript of future interviews with presidential candidates. At the beginning of Sunday's show, O'Donnell reminded viewers that Paramount settled Trump's lawsuit, but noted, quote, the settlement did not include an apology or admission of wrongdoing. So it goes on and on and on like this. During the interview, in a clip that did not air to the broadcast, Trump needled CBS over the settlement and repeated his claims against the network. And it talks about 60 Minutes was forced to pay me a lot of money because they took our answer. It was so bad. It was election rigging 2 nights before the election. During another unaired portion of the interview, Trump praised the sale of CBS to the Ellison family and said the network's new editor-in-chief, Barry Weiss, again, centrist, right? So she leans right, grades Trump on a curve, was, quote, a great new leader. So it's just stunning, right? Let's take a look again. Trump takes victory laps over 60 Minutes in part of interview that didn't air live. Trump praises great person Barry Weiss taking over CBS News. Now, in response to all of this, Chuck Schumer, Democratic minority leader in the Senate, says, maybe I should file a complaint with the FCC against the Trump White House for editing his unhinged 60 Minutes interview. It will use the same language Trump lodged against Vice President Harris. Mocking, of course, mocking Trump over this as well. They should. They should mock him. I'll also note, again, part of the theme of this, as I mentioned in my first video about this interview, it sure seems that CBS has rolled over, that Norah O'Donnell has rolled over, given up. Norah has given up. Liberals drag CBS host O'Donnell for edited Trump interview. While Trump's interview with the network included a slew of notable moments, many on the left chose to focus on O'Donnell's performance, scrutinizing how often, how strongly she challenges claims. Quote, Norah let Trump lie and lie with barely any pushback or provision of corrective facts, wrote former MSNBC host Joy Reid. With low expectations, I watched it with low expectations, and I haven't been surprised. In a later post, she added, quote, Norah has given up trying to do an interview and is now just trying to be friends. I'm done. The popular status newsletter commented that O'Donnell's interview, quote, asked the right questions and occasionally pressed Trump without much direct pushback against his false statements. CNN's Brian Stelter pushed back against that characterization that it was, quote, not exactly a cushy interview. And it was not exactly a cushy interview. But for 60 Minutes fare, yes. Yes, it was. It was a softball. Compared to something on Fox, no. I'm not comparing O'Donnell to, Sean Hannity or Jesse Waters or even Brett Baier. She gave Trump a tougher interview than Fox News, but that's not saying something. That's not saying something. Quote, every second counts on a show like 60 Minutes, he wrote. Segments are usually edited and polished to perfection, but editing is what exposed CBS to Trump's wrath last year. Quote, I see that CBS chose not to air this part, wrote Democratic attorney Mark Elias on Blue Sky, posting a transcript of the moment where Trump brags about the settlement. Quote, it probably explains much of what they decided to air. Midas Touch editor-in-chief Ron Filipkowski pointed out the hypocrisy of editing out such a large portion of the interview. Quote, so CBS settled a Trump's lawsuit where he frivolously sued because they edited Kamala Harris's interview so it would fit into their airtime. Then CBS does a 73-minute interview of Trump where they make big edits from the version that was broadcast. They aired 28 of the 73 minutes. And again, apparently, there are 17 additional minutes on top of that they chose not to release in the 73 minutes version. At the very least, a part where Trump threatens to walk away because he is nervous about her pressing him on questions of corruption. Folks, this is stunning. This is a major fucking deal. The hypocrisy, the corruption, not just on Trump, not just on the subject matter of the question, the corrupt crypto pardon, but also potentially corruption on CBS's part here, reflective of a new pro-Trump media posture and media ownership of CBS. This is stunning, folks. So make sure you're talking about this. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you let CBS know, like, hey, this friggin' pivot, if this is going to be the standard, if this idea that you can't edit shit with Kamala Harris because of bullshit claims by Trump, then you can't do it with Trump either. We have to have one standard. And if it's going to be a ridiculous standard, then we have to hold both sides to it. But I will tell you something. That part about them not showing the part where he threatens to walk away during the question, where it's not in the full unedited or extended interview, that is incredibly alarming and does not bode well for the future. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.